Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and we've got internet celebrity Sean Coonery, the big Maine Coon cat, and he's going to review the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So after a few weeks of having his paws on the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus, he's going to tear apart and tell you the good and the bad aspects of the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So I'm going to get over here and help out. So the first thing you're going to notice about the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus, if you've had a previous Phantom, you're going to notice that to pick it up it feels a little bit heavier. Even without the battery in it, it feels a little bit heavier than the previous generation version 1. Something else you're going to notice, the batteries look different. And it's actually a positive thing because you can putting them in and taking them out is a lot easier. And there's also, if you've had the previous Phantom, you know that the back door at times would pop open and the battery would fall out. Unfortunately, I never crashed, but I did encounter that. And this you just push down and you pull out, you pull the battery out. That's one minor thing, and it's not an issue. But sometimes you got to push and gently pull. It's not something that just falls out, which is a good thing, because you don't want to have it inadvertently fall out during flight. Some other positive things about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus is the, as you see here, it's got the gimbal, and it comes with this really nice protective plastic piece that you can insert in there so it won't move when you're in transport. And the same with the camera. It's got a lens cap to better protect it while you're traveling with it. Just like the previous generation 1.1.1, not necessarily the case with older Phantom ones, but the 1.1.1 had this self-tightening propellers that'll screw onto this. So basically, all you have to do is look at, okay, so this one's black, so you know it goes to the one with the black center in it. You simply twist it, boom, you're good to go. So I mean, it's easy to put the props on and off. The flight time of this, in comparison to the older Phantom 1.1.1 that I had, flight time's a lot better. You can get around 25 minutes. And something that's important to note that a lot of people don't realize about it is that with the 25 minutes, that battery that goes in here, that's powering your camera, your gimbal, so you don't have to attach any other batteries to the craft itself. It's all self-contained. It's all powered by the single battery right here. And that's something else. You can simply push and you can see if your battery's full. And as it goes down, you'll see fewer bars, which is really nice. The remote itself has the Wi-Fi range extender, which it comes with a USB cable to charge it. So you can charge it by way of you know, your USB port on your computer or a USB power plug jack that goes in the wall. The controller itself takes AAA batteries, as you can see there. I opted to use rechargeable AAA batteries, or I'm sorry, not AAA, AA's. It takes 4 AA batteries, and I opted to use rechargeable so I don't have to keep discarding batteries. Battery life is really nice. It comes with this right here to clamp your Android or your iPhone on for FPV, first person view flying. And you're probably noticing this case. This case is the, and you can find a link within this video's description. It's a waterproof and floating case. You can pretty much take this anywhere. And you can check out my videos where I swim to shore with it. Not only is it waterproof, but it's also ruggedized. So if you're checking your Phantom through at the airport, etc., and they're not really nice with the case, it's very good way to protect it. But we're going to talk more about the Phantom because this video is about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So we've talked about the high level. Now, what I want to talk about now are the improvements coming from the Phantom 1.1.1. The first improvement that I noticed was the battery life, because now you're getting about 25 minutes as opposed to, say, 10 or 15 in the previous generation. One disadvantage is that the batteries themselves are more expensive, but keep in mind when you're buying one battery for the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, because of the battery life, it actually equates to many more of the smaller 1.1.1 batteries. It's still more expensive, but you're getting longer flight time. So whereas in the past you may have had to use 2 batteries, now you could get the same, roughly the same amount of flight time out of 1 battery, which is nice, especially when you're going out in the field and you need to film multiple locations without returning back to a power charger to charge it back up. The other advantage you'll notice, especially me coming from the 1.1.1, is the smoothness. This thing flies a lot more gracefully than the previous 1.1.1, and that's an advantage when you're hovering and you're shooting still videos for time lapses. Makes it look really silky smooth. And also when you're landing in various places. I land this Phantom 2 Vision Plus on the front of a boat, and it's so easy to control that even with waves and everything, I'm still able to land it gracefully on the bow of the boat. So that's pretty neat. The camera itself, and that's something else that's cool, you're getting your camera, as I had mentioned previously, you're getting your camera powered by the same battery. So you're not having to deal with recharging when you bring it in at the end of the day. You're not having to recharge camera battery and drone battery. You're just having to do the drone battery, which takes care of the camera. Obviously, at the end of the day, you're going to want to recharge your Wi-Fi extender, but that's just simply connecting a USB cable to do that. The other nice thing about it is that it's got the app, the Dji Vision App, that'll work on iPhone or Android, and it's got telemetry, so it'll tell your altitude, it'll tell your speed, and it'll also show your heading. So when you're in FPV mode, if you're out of visual sight, you're not able to see the drone while it's flying, you can look at the radar on your Phantom app, your Dji Vision app, and see which direction the craft is heading in relation to you. That brings up another point. One of the big improvements that I noticed is that obviously before you fly you need to set your home point. So should it go out of range and it needs to trigger return home automatically, you've got a home point recorded. That process works a lot better in this than it did in the 1.1.1. Also the compass calibration, not that you have to do that every time, but you should if you move from one geographical location to the other. The compass calibration seems to be a lot more efficient as well. So it's just small things like that that really shine, that make this DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus shine. Something else that I failed to mention was the what was I trying to say? Oh, the software. The Phantom 1.1.1, the software was only compatible with Windows computers. So when you need to update your firmware, etc., or change the calibration of the craft, you could only do that with a Windows computer. With the Vision 2 Plus, the software is available for Mac. And I'm a Mac user. I do all my video editing and photo editing on a Mac. So now I'm able to use that one Mac computer and do all of my updates as needed, etc. So it's really nice to have that. The camera quality is incredible. Now, I own a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition, which is the latest and greatest GoPro. So I own that, and also own the previous GoPro HD Hero 3 Plus. I've got the HD Hero 3 Plus Black, as well as the older Hero 3 Black. And this camera is really awesome. I mean, the photo quality is stellar. The video quality is great. Obviously, there's no audio, but audio is not needed for most people, especially when you're flying a drone like this. You're probably just going to replace the audio with royalty-free soundtrack or whatever. The one thing it doesn't have that a drone, if you mounted a GoPro to, you're not going to get 1080p 60 frames per second. You're going to get 1080p 30. But even with that being the case, I've retimed videos that I filmed with the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus camera, and they still look silky smooth. So that was one minor complaint that I had, and after using it, I quickly realized that the 30 frames per second is not a deal breaker for me. Let's see, what else about this thing? It's just really, the return home works great. Actually, I lost signal with my remote, and it returned home, and seriously, it landed within about a 6-inch area from where it took off. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. So return home works great. The engines, they seem to be more powerful than the previous generation. And I've noticed speeds as great as 45 miles per hour. And that's measured, of course, by the Dji Vision App on my iPhone. So I've observed real-world performance with this Phantom right here of 45 miles per hour. So I thought that was pretty cool. But with that being the case, not only would it go fast, but when you want to go really slow, you can go really slow and create really, really smooth, sweeping shots. And that brings me to the next point that I wanted to address within this DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus review. And that's the cost. A lot of people, they may say, oh, that's too much. And you can check this video's description for a link to where you can order the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus online, as well as find a lot more information. I posted a lot of videos and photos, and so feel free to check it out. And I've also included a link to that case right there within that. So just a really good case if you want to maximize your investment and take good care of it. But the cost is justified, because if you look at the previous generation Phantoms, whether it's the 1.1.1 or just the Phantom 2, and then you look at the cost of the camera, the GoPro, and then the gimbal, and then the FPV, the first-person view rig, when you add all of that up, it's quite possibly going to greatly exceed the cost out of the box of this Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So with this, you get everything you need ready to fly. You just need to read your owner's manual, charge the batteries, and go to a big field, and you're good to go. So it really is that simple. Something I would like to see, and I hope that DJI has it in the works, I would like to see some FPV goggles so that I don't have to necessarily use my iPhone or my Android. I'd like to have some goggles I could just put on my eyes like a pair of sunglasses, and be able to view the first-person flight and all the telemetry through those, as opposed to using an iPhone or an Android. So that's something that would be cool if it's offered as an accessory that would work without having to modify the Phantom 2 Vision Plus anyway. Because I'm not a big fan. I know a lot of people like to get an RC airplane or a quadcopter or anything for that matter, and they like to modify it. I'm not really that big into that. That's just me personally. So I like to get something that's ready to fly, something that performs well, but something I don't have to go in and solder and cut and paste and cross my fingers and hope that I don't mess it up. So that's what's so great about this. I mean, it's coming out of the box ready to go. So that's it in a high level. And like I said, I've got a link within this video's description where you can find more information, as well as order the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus online. But certainly feel free to ask me any specific questions that you may have. I was an early adopter of the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. I got it within a few days of its release. And like I said previously, I had the DJI Phantom 1.1.1. So if you have any specific questions, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. But this is, do I have anything negative that I could say about this so far? And at this point in time, I don't. The only semi-negative thing I would say would be the cost of the batteries, but that negativity is negated by the fact that you get longer flight time. So 2 of these is almost like 4 of the previous. Sure, they're still more expensive, but they're easier to charge. You don't have to deal with you just plug in one cable. You can check out my other video where I demonstrate that. So there's, even though there's a higher cost for the batteries right now, it's not a deal breaker, at least for me. And that was something initially that I was kind of using as a reason to not move forward with upgrading, and I'm glad I upgraded. So again, DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus. Check the link within this video description for more information, and shoot me a message with any specific questions you may have. And definitely check out my other DJI Phantom videos. I've got a lot of videos from the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, as well as my previous DJI Phantom 1.1.1. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.